Champions League recap, Premier League predictions. Is Liverpool Arsenal's first real test? I mean, come on, Spurs, really? Will Brighton keep the good times going and beat the English Simone? And how many goals will Haaland score this weekend?
Already with the attack?
Yeah, we are on the bench. You were here on Monday. I'm gonna catch up now. So you were here.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's been like that for how long that I don't come on Mondays?
Could you have been here on Monday?
No.
Well, then now it's gonna be double the pressure.
You want less pressure? Come on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm one of your hosts. My name is Eric.
Nico Nick.
John, a.k.a.
Diego Statro.
And apparently pick on Josue. I'm Josue.
Behind the camera today, we have two people actually.
Yes.
Besides the
Crack producer, Marco.
Yeah, somebody else.
A special guest, invited guest.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Danny.
That is the voice of Danny. Welcome, Danny, to the studio, behind the camera, behind the scenes.
If you recall, he has been on an episode prior.
He
when
has.
We were at Ricky's house.
Yes, he was part of the he's been part of a few, but the most memorable was our group extravaganza to kick off the season a couple years ago.
And everything that day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
My
was a lot of
Spurs
fun, guys, yeah.
compadre.
Yeah.
My fellow
Thank you,
Spurs
sir,
man.
for being here.
So I should be bashing
and
you
representing
too,
us out here.
So I should be bashing on both of you. So that's why I'm doing a double for you because now you guys are both here. So
I'm gonna just stand back here though. Don't worry about me.
You don't want to catch strays.
I'll take his punches.
trust me, Arsenal already give you 3. So you're good. We'll do a little housekeeping. You know, for social media, everything is down below in the description. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Make sure you give us a follow, a like, a subscription. Goes a very long way. Comments and reviews do help us out a lot. So we appreciate that. And let us know when you want to join the bench. Look, Danny, he's behind the scenes today because he chooses to be. He's not ready for the banter quite yet, but he wants to experience it. So we want you to experience it too. So come over here. Come join the bench with us.
Mostly, I just miss you guys, so I'm gonna be here.
And I'm happy. We're happy.
I'm here to watch.
We're happy you're here. Cheers to that.
Salud.
Cheers to you guys. Thank you.
Yellow card.
Proof that there's always room. Proof that there's always room on the bench.
Red card. Get the fuck out.
Drinking on the job. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, is there anything that I've missed from you guys? Obviously Monday, you guys weren't here, but
Well, yeah, I wasn't here Monday for the reckoning of United being ripped to shreds, and I'm coming with a white flag. Coming with a white flag. I'm waving the white flag.
Whoa. What are you about to say right now?
I'm setting up my slice of humble pie to understand that Haaland
It's coming.
that Haaland is a freak of nature
And
who is about to make history.
how?
Unfortunately,
How's he doing this?
he's doing this.
By getting injured and being out the whole season.
Welcome.
He's doing this by being the first player to be projected to score 65 goals. in a
He doesn't.
season.
Yeah, you fucking lawyer, bro. I'm gonna call you a lawyer, man. He chooses his words so wisely because he doesn't want to say it. But
And get injured to not achieve it by the end of the season. I'm saying 10 toes down, baby. 10 toes down. You thought I was selling out? No.
I was about to say
You're still like, he wants to sell
I was
out,
about
but
to
he
say.
can't.
I was like, if you said what I thought you were gonna say, I would have been so extremely disappointed.
No, I'm not. But I am here to say that Haaland tore United a new one. He tore me a new one. And it's been downhill ever since. He tore my fantasy team a new one. So, if
yeah.
anything, I need to publicly acknowledge that Haaland is doing absolute bits. I will still stand by my very naive prediction that he's not going to break the Premier League record because I'm a bona fide hater. I'm a bona fide hater, and I wear it with pride. I'm not going to sell out.
Just sold. You don't go with this, right? So there's a million haters.
You are one of them.
I know Nick feels me on that, right, Nick?
No.
No! Hold on.
You guys said Haaland was flopping. I'm still going on about that.
No.
But I'm just saying, I
Never
never
said Haaland was
Hold on,
gonna
hold on, hold on.
flop per
Let
se.
me-
What you guys said?
Let me backtrack. Just because I don't want to start with too much controversy. Let me backtrack. I'm just talking about, we're referring to the analogy of if there are a million haters, I'm one of them. If there are 1,000 haters, I'm one of them. If there are 100 haters, I'm still one of them. And if there are no haters, then I must be fucking dead. That's why. So, but yeah, Haaland, God damn it. I think, and we'll get into it. We'll get into the Champions League. We'll get into how, even with him scoring a brace, people sound disappointed about that. We'll get into how you were talking about Henri and Micah and Jamie Carragher, just like all these commentators and analysts and pundits are just really like tripping over themselves. But yeah, I am gonna stand by what I said because I said it, but I also have to concede that ground and acknowledge what he's doing, which is fucking it's annoying, but it is incredible. And I think the decent thing, the correct thing would be to acknowledge that it's happening before our eyes. So
Yes, sir.
that's what I'm starting with. I'm acknowledging that United let me down. I don't want to get too much into it because I was already talked about on Monday a bit. Thankfully, Guy was able to show some face for these fucking players that didn't do anything. But we can get into the rest of the episode for the predictions this weekend.
Well, look, since we are talking about the games, Dyer, what's up? Talk to me about the Spurs and Arsenal game. How was we didn't get your reaction, obviously, but
No, you saw my reaction on
but you were-
Saturday.
but look, I mean, come on, look, give Marco and I credit. We weren't bad.
You weren't bad, no. But
Could have been worse.
Could have been Edgar.
for who? For us?
Even though he was there, it could have been Edgar.
I could have been Edgar.
He said,
Oh.
Yeah.
No, thankfully, because I know you and I've known you for so long, you are not how you are.
Also, I didn't want to get a burger.
You are not
barbecue
Edgar.
sauce over my jersey either. Well, my sweatshirt at the time. So
Yeah. It was a brutal game. I mean, your team controlled the entire game. I mean, clearly saw that, and I mean, it was just a poor performance by Spurs. They didn't have the most possession. I think they only had the possession more than Arsenal for like 5 minutes of the entire match. But your back line was just phenomenal. You know, staying on top of Kane, staying on top of Son. But I mean, of course, the mistake with the penalty. I mean, I just gotta give props to Arsenal in that game. But I will say this: the only goal that I did enjoy of watching in that game was Partey's goal.
finally,
I mean, that was the only goal that I actually appreciated. Everything else was just
Yeah, everything else was shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
so. That's it. That's my opinion. Move on.
Alright, that's fair. I won't.
I won't talk about it
crucify
anymore.
you anymore. But all right, cool. So look, if we have nothing else to kind of touch on real quick, I'm trying to find a stat sheet, but it's gonna be kind of hard to find on the spot, honestly. So I'll look for it later. I have an opening question for you guys.
ooh,
All right, and I think this is a perfect question to ask in the given moment, given how everything's kind of playing out right now. So my question to you guys is: do you think Pep is more excited now with Haaland than he was with Messi?
No.
eesh. That's a good question.
We're all saying that he's breaking records. We're pretty much saying that he's breaking records.
Right.
And he's already breaking records. Actually, he's tied Henri with goals, and fucking his Champions League record is insane already.
Yeah, I read right before recording. There's a post that he's scored now 1% of all of Man City's goals in both the Premier League and Champions League
That's insane.
Mm-mm.
for a club. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to sound like it's on the fence, but I am gonna say that he is experiencing the same thing on a different level. I feel like he understands that he's probably not going to be this natural talent that Messi is, but if anything, maybe he understands that this is a gifted player who also is going to put in a lot of hard work that maybe he didn't see. So I don't know. It really feels like a fence answer, but I'm
Sure.
just gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. I think that he's starting to, and I'll allude to what we were talking to his reaction to the goal where he's like, oh my god, and he's like frothing, like
He's licking his
massaging his
lips.
hands and everything. Exactly the Ronaldinho gif and all that, licking his lips. But I'd probably say yeah. I think with him getting the output that he is that he has been getting, with him not playing with a recognized striker for so long, I think that's also a big factor. And then he's a freaking fraud. And you cannot replace him. You cannot replace him. Yeah, get the hell out of here, bro. So I'm gonna say yes. I feel like he is. I feel like if anyone, Pep will be able to see the parallels between those two players, special players. But I don't know about you guys. I feel like Nick isn't buying it right now.
I don't know. Pep still talks about Messi to this day, like in his
that's true.
press conferences and his post-match interviews. So
Well, we have to give also Haaland that time to pass and then see if he reflects on him at the time. He's talking about Messi because obviously he's coached Messi. He's coaching Haaland now. So like, I probably asked my question wrong. Is it more right now, is he getting? Would you? How can I say this? When he was coaching Messi at the time, when he was kind of getting into the league and everything, he saw that talent. Okay, this guy's special. This is something different. This is. I don't think he's ever really had a striker. Like even in Barcelona, he had Eto'o, but that didn't work out. Zlatan, that didn't work out. Huh? That didn't work out. Henry, that barely worked out. You heard Henry coming out saying that he subbed them off for doing wrong movements.
Yeah, and then other players like David Villa and stuff like that, they weren't really recognized strikers. They would be able to, I guess, be flexible with their positioning.
I mean, I guess the only recognized striker that Guardiola actually has worked with is Lewandowski when he was at Bayern.
That's true.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
And
fair. But
Lewandowski did break records under
Yeah.
Guardiola.
But we're seeing Haaland now, like literally just like tearing. It's just, dude, I don't know if like there's ever been a player like this
What?
that's doing what he's doing right now. As far as
Messi?
scoring goals, he's beating Messi's records already in Champions League.
I don't. 91 goals, 92 goals.
No, in the campaign in La Liga. Let's also be realistic here. It's La Liga where
That was, dude, like
But like
2010 to like 2014 with La Liga's prime. Like that's, in my opinion, that's way better than what the Premier League is.
and
serving
also
up now.
and also
Correct.
with the team that Messi was in, with the players that surrounded him, like Xavi, Iniesta, all these Puyol, these
Yeah.
players that could give him those goals and provide him
yeah,
what
but
he needs.
It's not like act like La Liga is also a league that you can't score a lot of goals in, because Ronaldo did it there too. A lot of players have done it there, so it's not like you. But Messi did. I'm not, again. Don't take that what I'm saying as he didn't do anything. What he did.
I think to answer your question, Eric, I think Haaland is better for Guardiola's ego. Like it
His
fits to his
ego.
system. Like he wanted a system. He wants his team. So Haaland
Mhm.
fits that perfectly. That's the missing piece, bro. And for him, that means everything to him right now. I think this means more to him than Messi.
That's also.
That could also be true. Yeah.
missing piece of the puzzle.
To his striker.
I don't
puzzle.
think that he talks about Messi as much as they ask him about him.
Didn't he
the
say
comparison
Foden
to
was
him.
better at Messi at his age than Messi was at one point
Yeah, he
too?
does. He
Also,
does
I love
that.
Foden. Foden's the bomb too.
Yeah, but so if you're going by what Pep says, he said Foden is better than Messi. At
He
his
did.
age.
He did. He
So
did
it
say
can't
it.
really. He talks about.
but
I'm
he
saying,
still talks about Messi though. Like
That's
Yeah,
what that's.
he'll
like,
bring
to
him
his
up
point-
out of
that's
nowhere.
pass for him to talk about Haaland. You have to
Mhm.
let. You can't say he won't. He will talk about Haaland down the road, but time hasn't passed for that to happen yet.
yeah, I just think he'd be more excited with Messi. And I'm not saying
That's
he's not
fair.
excited with Haaland. I just think like Messi just a better player. So I think he'd be more excited for a better
He
player.
means more to him.
Yeah.
He has a.
But Guardiola's not
His-
about like valuing the player. Like he can appreciate that Messi was like great, whatever. But he wants his team to beat every other team and be dominant completely and utterly obliterate you. And Haaland's gonna do that for you.
And we
Along
know
with
the Barcelona
De
too.
Bruyne,
but who's
along
he-
with Ruben Diaz, all them, like everybody, like that's a fucking team, bro.
And that
That's
was-
true,
that was a
but
Barcelona thing too.
what if you frame the question as who is Pep gonna have a picture of on his nightstand?
Oh, I mean Messi, because that's probably his first baby.
Exactly.
His
I
first
see.
baby.
I see
That-
Nick's point.
I see Nick's point, but I
looking
think
at it
that's
like that.
nostalgia is talking as well.
I mean, that's true too. But maybe to him, nostalgia is worth more. You never know.
What
I
if
think it's a cool
Haaland
question.
breaks all
I think
Messi's
it's an
records?
interesting question.
All
If
his
he
Champions League-
does,
all his
of
Champions
course.
League, he won't break his goal scoring records on Liga because he doesn't play in La Liga. If he goes to La Liga, I guarantee he'll probably break that too. He will literally eat them alive. The way he's eating.
A calendar
My man
year.
is bionic. He's bionic,
Dude,
bro.
like, the
He's-
way, how many players is an average player in the Premier League score? How many, like a good striker, and how much does one on Liga score? If we can pull those numbers up, I want to know that, because I'm pretty sure that Liga players
Let me
on
be
average
honest.
just score more goals in general.
Liga Pichichis over the last 5 years. That's true too.
Atletico Madrid, yeah, Simeone. But and we all say it's always a 2-3 horse race. Now it is. It wasn't always like that.
Back then, Chelsea, Arsenal, United.
Well, but you still had the likes of Spurs every now and then teasing their way in. I mean, that's this history repeating itself. That's never gonna change.
Like Chelsea started just competing in 2000.
Hmm.
I mean, in the low 2000s, well, this is coming.
Wait, so what records don't you think Haaland will break with Messi? Besides his goal scoring in La Liga, because that's
Triple.
not happening right now, obviously.
A triple.
Like 91.
Besides his goal, because the calendar year record is including his La Liga goals, and that's skewing the numbers already. Because on average, I'm pretty sure La Liga players get more goals than Premier League players. Especially with Barcelona, who demolish every team like 5, 6, 7-0. But what I'm saying is, what? I mean, I guess goes from stats, but what will Haaland do that Messi can't do in Champions League, for example? Or what? Sorry, what will
Win it.
Haaland do that
So
Messi
far?
can't do in Champions League? Or vice versa, however you want to ask. Yeah. But what if he breaks his records in Champions League? But you only. That's what I'm saying.
If Haaland breaks Messi's record with 120 times,
In Champions League, I'm talking about Champions League.
I mean, he probably will.
That's what I'm saying. You're going. Oh, Messi has these records.
So
You
what
have to
record?
give time for this. to
What
happen.
will be 2 records, right? Well, there'll be 2 records: over 100 goals in Champions League, and then having what 4 Champions League won.
Pichichis.
Those are the records, right?
Huh?
4 Champions Leagues and over 100 goals.
Yeah.
Those are the records.
Mm-hmm.
To be, he can do it. He's still young, but that's if he continues like this form.
Those numbers are way beyond freaking anything Premier League has.
But it's not even about the goals though anymore. you know?
The first column is goals, and the second column is games.
It's not even about the goals anymore. Like Messi's the greatest player of all time. Nothing's gonna take that away from him. Like
For now.
no,
That's nostalgia speaking.
I know.
That's because we're living
it's
in the
because
moment.
Haaland is a freak of nature. Yes, but he's gonna score goals the same way Ronaldo does score goals. You can score all the goals you want, but you're not the greatest player of all time. Is my point gonna be.
Yeah, that's gonna.
That's a matter
I'm
of
talking about
opinion.
overall play.
That's a
Like
matter of
Messi,
opinion.
Messi.
All time.
No,
The way by depends on how you define greatest players of all time. I would define that as success because that's you achieving everything you can in your career. So if Haaland can carry this Man City squad the way he's carrying them right now, and they go on to win the fucking
I wouldn't
quad
say he's
for the next.
carrying it.
He's not. I'm sorry, he's not carrying, but he has again. How many goals? Take these goals away. What do they have?
he's a piece to the puzzle. That's what I'm saying.
That's-
He's not the
that's
greatest
what
player
I'm
of all time.
saying,
He's a piece
if
to a
this
puzzle.
team goes on to achieve quads for the next 2-3 years, I'm not saying they will, but if he achieves what Pep achieved with Barcelona, and obviously the missing puzzle was fucking Haaland, and he continues this for so long, what's to say that? And he continues his records that he's producing. Who's to say he can't be?
I think it's fair to say, but then
It'll be
you
it'll
get
be a team
into-
achievement.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
it'll be a
you
team.
It would
get
be-
into
But same
if
thing with
territory. though.
Messi. Look at him.
No, I watch Messi play every game,
Yeah,
and
100%.
every game I'll tell you
tell
he's
me,
the greatest of all time.
What has Messi done since after you say he's doing Champions League? He hasn't done shit.
He could walk on the
But
field and
that's-
barely take a touch, and
but
he's the
that's
greatest
what
player of all
I'm
time.
Dude, he went to PSG and he fucking got flunked out.
I don't mind that. Like
But that's
he's,
what I'm saying.
he's
I'm
done what he
saying-
has to do,
what
bro.
I'm
Like
saying is
he was
if
the greatest
Haaland
player of all
comes
time
in,
back in like 2012,
That's
like
nostalgia speaking.
2010.
That's nostalgia. He is right now in this current time.
Go,
I
go,
would say
go,
he's the best
go,
player of all
go,
time.
go,
100%.
go, go, go,
Yo, my
go,
man said
go,
I'm up.
go,
I'm
go,
up.
go,
It's
go,
not
go,
nostalgia.
go, 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 go,
I'm
go.
just watching him. But I'm saying, like, look, Messi is the best of all time. I'm not disagreeing with that. But you can't say that's not going to change.
I think that'll stay forever. Dude.
That's just nostalgia.
okay. You think Messi's the greatest of all time, right?
Right now, 100%.
So then
Things can change. Time changes. Time
But,
moves
like,
on. History changes.
Haaland just can't become the greatest of all time because
I'm
he
not
scores
saying
1,000
that,
goals.
I'm not saying that, but
And there's so much more to than just
Can,
goals.
I'm
can
not
he
saying
can,
that.
can
I'm not
Haaland
saying-
eventually eclipse that?
Yes, I think
You
he
think
can.
If
I
Haaland
think he
if Haaland drops down to midfield and starts playing there, then I can give him that.
Dude, but
Yeah,
it depends how you define what the greatest of all time is. If you define it as a player who can do, can Messi defend? He can't do it all, can he?
he'll press
But he
hard
will
as hell.
not. He will not press. First of all, he doesn't press.
He
nowadays.
goes down deep as
That's
hell.
just oh my god!
He doesn't need
Who are
to.
you watching? He doesn't need to. My point is that he doesn't. He doesn't need to. That's not his fault.
But
I'm
I'm
not
saying
blaming
also
him. for
another
that.
thing, Haaland he needs to like the ball fed to him, bro.
Correct.
He
But-
can't. He's not gonna
But
let
Messi,
play
but
for
Messi
you.
needed that for him as well. He needs people to feed as well to make himself look good. But what I'm saying
He
is,
sets up the play by
dude,
himself,
what
bro.
I'm saying is,
He'll make the play out of nothing. That's what defines him.
I'm
Haaland
not-
needs people.
I'm not saying Messi is the
You
best
said,
of all
alright.
time. I've said that. I agree with you guys. What you guys are saying is that history is set in stone and cemented into
I think it is, in my
all of
opinion.
time. That's because you're living in the present. Was Liverpool the greatest team of in the past 5 years that they were in the past 30 years? No, times fucking changed. Are United and Arsenal as good as they once were? No, times changed. They were the two best teams in the league. Nobody thought they were going to touch them. Now look who fucking is winning the fucking league every year. Man City. That was never expected. Alex Ferguson said Man City will never fucking win, will
All
never
right.
ever challenge the league as long as I'm alive. And he's witnessing them getting destroyed. Time changes, history gets left behind, and new players come into the league, and science, everything just improves people over time.
But Man City
That's what I'm
did.
saying.
So
Man
your
City
point is
did
that
win the
there's no
league with
GOAT.
Ferguson.
Yeah,
That one season with the
Well,
Luke
he-
Aguero.
well, I'm saying that he said that in his lifetime, and then
Yeah, yeah.
after he left.
Okay.
Yeah, he meant that. Yeah, as far as them becoming regular contenders and stuff like that, like he mentioned that as a one-off.
I'm not saying Messi's not the best of all time. I agree with you. I was a Ronaldo sexual for a long time. He left Real Madrid. I saw the light. I'm a Messi sexual. He is the greatest of all time. I'm not denying that. Nobody take that away from him.
No, no,
but to say that's set in stone for the rest of the time is naive. It's just naive.
But by your definition, there's no such thing as the greatest of all time because time
But
goes
you're
on.
just saying that he's the greatest of all time. You were just saying go.
Yes, but I'm saying by your definition.
I'm not. No,
we'll never.
I didn't even define it yet.
But you're saying time changes things. There's no
time does change.
Exactly.
Players
So
change. Players evolve. There are better players that will eventually come around.
Uh-huh.
Michael Jordan. Did we ever think that we could see a better player than him? We saw LeBron James. Do you think LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan?
You can't forecast the GOAT then.
Now you don't.
I don't. I don't.
You see how he changes? You know, all LeBron sexuals in there.
No, I
All right, then you
don't.
can't forecast a GOAT. You can't
Jordan's
forecast a
career
GOAT.
is
I'm not forecasting.
Spotless.
I'm saying that I could see the potential in this player to actually achieve that.
Sure.
But you didn't know you're wrong. That's an
Nobody's saying
opinion.
you're wrong.
You guys just said I'm wrong. That's not gonna happen. You just said that.
But greatest of all
literally
time, greatest of all time. I'm gonna define as Messi right now. Like
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not. Did I not say that? Did I say that?
No, let's move on. Okay, you think that things
I
can
thought I said
change?
that. I'm pretty sure I said that.
Okay, we know you're not talking about. Obviously,
That's
Messi's the
like,
greatest
oh
of all
my God,
time right now,
people-
but we
you
know like.
see how they misconstrue
We're-
words here. I'm saying he is the greatest of all time.
Okay, we
but
know
it
that, we
can
know that.
change.
We're definitely
I'm just
pushing
telling
to
the
the
people
2-hour
out
mark.
here who just don't understand what's really going on.
I just think Messi just.
Yes,
The guy's a-
you see what
the
I'm
guy's a
saying? Like
joke.
that's just
The guy's a
naive,
joke.
but whatever. You know what? It is what it is.
Okay, but like if Haaland does become like I just don't see it. Like there's just much more than just
you have
goals.
to
Like
give it time. You have
if-
to give it time
if-
and see what he succeeds.
if goals were just make a player the
You
greatest of all time,
literally-
I'd think Ronaldo's the greatest of all
You
time.
literally started by just saying Messi has the most goals in the single league. You literally that was your first sentence to defend Messi's greatest.
Yeah,
of all
but then
time
I can
on
also use his assists. He's the best passer of all time.
But you're saying goals don't matter, so assists matter. So which matters?
Just football in general,
Okay,
just
but
like
you're giving me-
playmaking,
you're giving
goal
me- but
scoring,
your
just like
first argument was hard
creating,
numbers,
just
and
like-
I understand that. Your first argument was hard numbers.
okay, but then Messi's way better than on the eye than Haaland.
Okay, that's perfect. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing any of that. Like that's. I think you guys are misconstruing everything I'm saying. I'm just saying I could see him being the best player of all time, just leading his team to victory.
Who, Haaland?
Yes, I could see that in the future.
Messi has also led his team.
I did. Dude,
No, I know what
I'm
you're saying.
done.
Obviously,
I'm done.
Messi's
I'm
the
done.
greatest
I'm
player of all
done. I'm
time.
done.
I mean, it's. I mean, you can pretty much say anything. Like if you think a player can become better than Messi, then I mean that's fine. But if you think Haaland you can become better than Messi, then that's where I disagree. Like,
Sure,
I don't
Mbappe
even-
would never. Mbappe would never.
I
Mbappe
don't
would
even
never.
think I'm like if you
Mbappe
think
would
like a
never.
player can become better than Messi, that's fine. But like on Haaland, I disagree. I don't think he can.
That's one.
ever
That's
become
one thing. Okay,
better than
that's one
Messi.
thing to say, but to say that no, he's set in stone forever. That's
Okay,
where
then
I
yeah, that's
disagree.
fine. That's a fair opinion. That a player can become
I
better than Messi.
definitely see what you're saying, Eric.
It's like-
I definitely see the possibility of a player that could get to Messi's level or even surpass him, but at this moment, no.
That's what I fucking said the whole time.
Let's move on.
So you're debating about on Haaland though.
No, because somebody over here started mixed. I don't know what the hell he was arguing. Like, I was talking in circles with him. So let's go on to the Champions League. Kickoff.
That was
Just- we're-
this was pre-kickoff.
I think he was trying to push the 2-hour mark. That's why.
He's trying to push 2-hour mark. He's just fucking like, I was sit back. Oh, go, Holland, go. Oh my God.
Bro, he's pushing the 2-hour mark,
I
bro.
know,
Don't fall
man.
into it.
All right, Inter Barca handball or not? You got it.
I just want to say, Grande Lautaro for paying off the ref. Grande Inter for paying off the ref. I think
I think it's karma.
it could be karma.
It's
It could be karma.
It
could be
is karma.
So hold on, but before we get into it, did everybody see the two handball calls? Yes.
I didn't see it.
Okay, good. It's
I saw
handball
the- I
calls,
saw the
handball
pictures. I
calls?
saw the
You saw pictures.
I
So-
see no pictures.
Well,
They're
get in-
edited.
we'll get into the descriptor really quickly. So Barcelona were disallowed a goal because the cross came in. Ansu Fati was deemed to have handled the ball as the ball was coming through. It was actually Onana. You had actually messaged that. I remember, Eric, that he flapped at it. He kind of made a mess of it. You're like, oh, Onana, please. And inadvertently, that touch pushes the ball into Fofana, who had his arm in an, Ansu Fati, Onana into Ansu Fati, arm in unnatural position, deemed handball, goal ruled off. Then we get into Inter defending. It was a cross, no?
Dumfries, yeah.
And Denzel Dumfries has his hand in a similar position, upright near his head. he's jumping kind of backwards, trying to reach to the ball, misses it, and it hits his hand. Um, they didn't call that. It wasn't even a judge to have gone to VAR. They said there's nothing doing.
There were no angles.
There are no angles to definitively prove that it was handled by the player. And one thing that was coming on, which I had mentioned to the guys while we were chatting, that Guillaume Balag afterwards, when he was phoning into the studio for the CBS post match with Henri Carragher and Michael Richards, he was saying that officially, at the moment, the officials were saying, the rest were saying that it had come off of Fati's hand again, which never happened. Not even in like, at least they showed, obviously in the post-match hindsight 2020 whatever, they showed at least 2 to 3 different angles, and none of them showed Ansu Fati to have even touched the ball, and clearly it shows it coming off of Dumfries, and there was no penalty call. So we've drawn out the scenario here. We've kind of planned it all out. Any initial reaction, guys? Like, I know Marco said karma, which is funny, but
I'm the first one to find to find some kind of excuse to batter or just banter Barcelona, but that was just highway robbery. It was just that's VAR's a joke. VAR's a joke. I continue to stand by that.
The Ansu Fati one was first,
It's
right?
maybe
And then
a bit-
Dumfries came later.
Correct.
You think maybe
wasn't it clear
Barcelona,
obvious
100%.
the one that they robbed too?
Yeah, look, dude, I agree with
Again,
you,
karma.
but I'm telling you, what it was
No,
a fucking handball.
on the call,
It
the
was a
call was
handball.
completely incorrect.
It was, and I stand
That
by VAR
was
being
was
trash.
a handball without a doubt. Both of them were handballs in my call. They should have both been. Well, one of them couldn't have been penalty, but perfect. Honest to God, the second one should have been a handball. But again, just leave it up to karma.
That's
karma.
fine, but when VAR doesn't
Marco
work in your
says
favor,
karma.
I want to see how everybody reacts to that. That's the thing. I hate that VAR.
Nick, any take? No take, no comment. Yeah.
I mean, when your back four consists of Eric Garcia, I think you expect to lose. And Marcos
They didn't look
Alonso.
that good.
Huh?
They didn't look that good.
Who?
Barca.
Yeah, when
it's because they
key
have like
players are
50. They have
missing.
50 players injured.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they,
Araujo, Koundé.
they have a lot of players injured.
Yeah, when your back four is Christensen, Eric Garcia,
Christian's another one that got injured.
Marcos Alonso, Sergio Roberto with stupid blonde hair, you're in trouble.
So you're saying that they're responsible for the downfall? They deserved it?
Who, Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yeah, for recruiting terrible defenders.
Yeah, what's your take?
for having to pull all these different magical levers that came out of nowhere just to
Oh, yeah,
afford
the
all these
levers.
players. I definitely side on the side of karma. Yeah, karma. But I mean, I know. Do you also think maybe they knew they got the first one wrong, so they got to stay consistent and just make the second one?
No, I think
The
the
same.
first one was
No, the first
correct.
one was
No,
right.
it was right. It was the right call.
I
Oh, they
feel
did.
like-
Yeah, no,
So
you're
it
right,
was
okay.
a goal, and VAR called it off because it touched his hand. The other one should have been given a penalty because it touched Dumfries' hand.
Should have ended up with one if they scored.
It should have ended up on.
Yeah,
if
they
yeah.
scored. Jose?
Karma. That's all I gotta say.
I
Karma.
do like
I
that they
rem-
mentioned.
Listen,
sorry.
I remember watching that
And I'm
Chelsea.
the hater here.
I remember watching that Chelsea Barcelona game at his house after school, and it was a great game. But at the same time, it was like fuck Barcelona because they should have not won that match. And this is
You think the chickens
mean,
have come to
I
roost?
remember watching PSG Barcelona.
literally took
know the
what
hatred.
11, 12 years for karma to come back.
That's
But
the biggest robbery game of all
Hey.
time.
You think so?
I think
Which
so.
one?
Wait, you know what the Chelsea one was?
Chelsea, Barca?
I think Barca's 6-1 over PSG is.
Oh, Barca
absolute.
6-1
Oh,
over
that one was
PSG.
pretty bad
I remember watching
too.
that in Brazil.
That's
I was,
interesting.
dude.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Suarez
That one
penalty.
pissed me
That
off.
was, but you don't think the Chelsea one was bigger? Because it was just so
I
many.
think,
That
but I
could
think
be.
that
There
was
was so
beyond
many
like you
calls.
also have to take into account like this is what Nick has lived also.
Yes, that's fair.
Like
That's fair.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of the Van Persie red card. I'm thinking of the It's a
Oh.
disgrace. So you know,
which one's the Van Persie record?
Barcelona.
just against Barcelona.
Where he kicked it in the rut and he.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't hear
I
shit.
remember.
You can't hear it.
I remember. Okay. No, I
But
do.
on this game, another big game that Lewandowski frauds. in the
Oh.
Champions League.
Leon Disney's back.
And then in big Champions League games, he is.
All
Damn.
right, Leon Disney is back. Shy Ball seems to be a failure in Champions League so far. But
3 away games, 3
injury,
away
injury,
losses.
injury.
We're giving him a pass for
we're doing
injuries.
the pass
Back to,
injuries.
Back to Europa. Back to Europa.
There's only 2 more games left, right? Am I wrong?
3.
3?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine though.
I would love for
There's
Frenkie
3.
de
There's
Jong
3
to
games
get-
left, but their time is
I want them
There's
to-
time is ticking on guarantee in the next
They're
round.
pretty good at the new camp usually, so
the Spotify camp. Isn't Spotify now? It's
Yeah,
still new camp?
Spotify new camp. Cool.
Yeah.
Damn, I fucking get the money every month. Shit.
I'm trying to cancel my subscription.
Benfica won versus PSG won. Eminem's goal was pretty nice to watch, but not enough to get the victory.
And Messi subbed off. What, 70th minute?
What
Something like that?
else,
60th minute?
Was it
nice goal,
Mbappe
man.
to Neymar, Neymar to Messi.
Neymar to
finish?
Messi, yeah.
That was fast.
Saw that it was Messi's 40th club that he scored against in Champions League.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes a big deal.
To answer your question,
Chelsea,
no. It's
Chelsea,
already established, bro.
Chelsea
It's already established.
Chelsea 3, Milan 0. Reece James masterclass.
Goal and assist.
Thank God, Reece James. Please.
Potter ball.
Is he showing
didn't
up
watch
Trent
it.
at this point?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. But Potter ball all day.
Potter sexual over here, bro. I don't know. I didn't watch this game. I was just happy to see Reece James involved. I think that it's probably something. I honestly thought that AC Milan were gonna put up more of a
I was
fight,
hoping.
but they
A lot of
folded.
injured players as well.
They folded. Yeah, if we're gonna give Barca the injury pass, we gotta give AC Milan the injury pass.
Fair,
Come on,
fair, fair.
come on.
Some other Champions League results. We had Juventus hat trick for Di Maria in assists, 3-1 against Hapia. Man City, Haaland. He only had a brace, guys. So not
45 minutes, all he did was a break.
fucking
Nah,
no.
Haaland.
You know what?
Nah,
Was
he's
he
not-
injured?
He's
I
not.
saw
He,
rumors.
not. He's not. He's not good anymore.
like,
No, he was just. Apparently, he was just subbed off early
Oh,
for
he
for.
sucks. That's fine. He sucks. 5-0. 2-1 Real Madrid against Shakhtar. Sevilla 1-4 lost to Borussia. Lopetegui, according to the guy, got sacked, but we figured out he's a marca over here, giving out some false rumors.
He left.
He's going to Wolves. He's going to Wolves, so he's back.
He's
in
not going
the
to be able to do
Prem.
anything.
I don't know, dude. I think so. His time at Arsenal, I think was just is misperceived.
Whose time at Arsenal?
Wait, I'm thinking Unai Emery for some reason. I have no
Real
idea.
Madrid, Real
You
Madrid.
good?
La
You good?
marca
You
over
good?
here.
He was at Madrid.
Clickbait, yo.
For some
Are
reason-
Clickbait.
you telling us something
I
about
said
it?
Sevilla, I'm thinking about Villarreal. I don't know why.
No, Lopetegui, he coached Spain.
I know
then
where
went
he
to
coached.
Madrid. I just want
I
to
know
make
he
sure.
never did coach
Bro.
Arsenal, so that was my fault.
A little
Eric,
wire
Eric,
cross.
I've been there,
I
done
confused
that.
him with
Don't worry
Unai
about
Emery. It's just Spanish, you know.
Crosswires, crosswires.
They're-
They
they're-
both can't speak English, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, bro. I've been there, done that.
So, but yeah, he's going to Wolves. He's going to Wolves. That's
Hey,
gonna be
hey,
interesting to
his
watch.
Spanish is gonna work perfectly fine at Wolves.
That's what I was thinking about Unai Emery. I don't know. I was like, oh, dude, I don't know why I say Unai Emery, but whatever. Salzburg 1, Dynamo Zagreb 0, Leipzig 3, Celtic 1, Club Brugge 2, Atletico Madrid, the
Nice.
Conte of La Liga. What's up?
They're in shambles.
They are
Atletico,
shambles.
bro.
Club Brugge, undefeated in their group stage. Haven't conceded a single goal yet either.
First time in club history.
Yeah,
Nice.
Well, a
9
good
points.
thing for Atletico is that Porto and Leverkusen are both on 3 points with Atletico, so they still have a chance. Pretty good chance to go through.
Also, pretty shambolic. Spurs drawing away at Frankfurt.
I
No.
wouldn't say shambolic. So,
That's shambolic.
oh my God, Jesus Christ! Who do you
Would you-
play? Who do you
would
play tomorrow?
Would you consider the Frankfurt game?
It was a shit game between both teams.
So
Kane
shambolic.
disappearing in a Champions League game again.
Everybody disappeared in the Champions League
There's
game.
some Kane sexuals on this bench right now.
Coming from a Kane sexual.
There's some Kane sexuals on this bench right now,
Coming
so
from a
I'm just
Kane
saying.
sexual.
No, it was a disappointing game overall. Not just by one club, it was by both clubs.
So
it
would
was it was such a boring game that
So-
So
I
would you
even
say
switched
the effort
channel.
was shambolic?
The
Damn,
what?
You even switched the
Would-
channel. You're not. You're a fake ass.
Boring
Would
game.
you, would you
The
say
game was already over.
Fake
Would you
ass
say
fan.
the effort from both teams was just
It wasn't-
unorganized,
It
Questionable.
wasn't great.
questionable?
It wasn't great.
AKA
It wasn't
shambolic.
great.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm looking at football, and Hugo Lloris was Tottenham's man of the match. And if your goalkeeper is man of the match,
This says a
that's
lot.
a bad sign.
Yeah. Well,
Comfortable.
that's also because Frankfurt, I think, had like 4 or 5 shots on target, and Yodi saved them all. Spurs didn't have a single shot on target.
Shambolic.
Damn.
So that's shambolic. That's the definition.
It's a
of
shambolic game.
That's actually not, bro. It's
The
nothing.
shambolic.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah, man.
shambolic
Yo,
game.
Try it out,
not
try it
the-
out.
I don't know what
Eric,
the-
come on, one.
Can we get?
You guys drink.
Can we get a?
I'm fucking. I'm still on
They-
this-
they-
Can we get a?
Yo,
Round two.
Can we get a? Can we get an anger meter just posted right next to Eric, and it
Bro,
just goes up and
I'm-
down?
Bro,
You know how
I'm gonna put like a heart racing.
you know how KDB you know how KDB the pinker he
Just-
gets the more
just
work
have him
the
wear
more
his Apple
output
Watch.
that's Eric right now.
Just
have-
Just get a
have him wear his Apple
thermometer.
Watch.
Just get a thermometer with Eric's head on it. Just make it float around next to him.
Nah, it's the KDB pink meter, bro. The pink meter.
Jesus Christ. FC Porto 2, Bayern Leverkusen 0. Bayern Leverkusen look like they're getting
A new coach,
a new coach.
Xabi Alonso.
I'm excited to see him, bro.
That's interesting.
I'm excited to see that because I
don't think he's gonna be a good coach.
you don't think so?
I think he is because he did the smart move. He took his time. He did the smart move, and he was coached by 4 great managers
Okay.
that have won the Champions League, that have won league titles, trophies for the teams that
Germany
they
was a
coached.
mistake though.
Going to Germany?
It's because of his lady.
His lady is German, I think.
He's whipped.
Yeah.
But Bayer no, but okay, but Bayer
Clip
Leverkusen.
that when Eric ends up in Portugal.
No, but
I would love to go to Portugal.
no, hold on. Bayer Leverkusen is a good start, though.
Huh?
Bayer Leverkusen is a good start for a coach.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, they have a lot of good talents.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Like,
fair.
especially
Yeah,
for first division soccer. I mean, it's definitely a better.
Champions League team. You're right.
Champions League team is better decision than what fucking Frank Lampard and Stephen G did. So
I flip flop.
Nick's gonna be the left foot flop. Eric's gonna be the right foot flop for Halloween. They're just gonna walk together.
Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Trent silencing the haters by doing exactly what everybody knows he can do.
look at that smirk. Look at that
I mean, it
smirk.
was a great free kick. Credit. I mean,
I didn't see it.
Did you?
it's what he
Nobody saw the analysis that Neville had put out on Trent being the greatest right back. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty decent.
Oh, he could be. Yeah, I said it before. Like if he became great defensively, he'd be.
That was
Yo.
basically the gist of it. He was like highlighting
Yeah.
all
Oh,
of
he's
like
missing.
the defensive basics that he's missing that he can work on, which it made a lot of sense how he kind of like laid it out and saying that if this is just these little minimal, I guess improvements to these areas of his game, but my question is, I don't know if we've asked it before. I feel like we might have. Is Trent someone that has gone past it? Is Trent someone that has won it all and now his motivation's gone
we talked about mentality last episode a bit, right? You want to touch on that
a
more?
little bit?
It was a bit. We didn't really dive into Trent
Yeah, that's
specifically.
right.
So, I mean, what do you think, Nick?
I mean, it shouldn't be. I mean, he's a Scouser. He's born and bred in Liverpool's academy, so he shouldn't just be resting on his laurels and be getting comfortable. He should be trying to win everything. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know his actual mindset, but in terms of, do I think he's like slowing down? I think I'd have to wait until the end of the season to see if like his bad form is actually prolonged instead of just like a short stint.
That's
So
true.
I think I'd save that towards maybe the beginning of next season and
He's-
see if his bad form is still like.
Nico's
Yeah.
bookmarking the tweet on the burner.
The burner account?
Bookmarking the tweet.
But at the end of this game, Nick, I know Stevie G must have been hurting.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in the crowd. I don't know. I have no reason why he coached Rangers. Rangers are a weird club to say the least.
I mean, he won a league title with them.
Yeah, I know, but it's a weird club. They
Yeah, but the
chant.
Scottish
They
League-
don't chant their own countries at national anthems or they support the
Rebels.
Queen. But either way,
That's a lot of history
Yeah.
in those
Oh,
two.
shit.
Well, those two Celtic between Rangers, yeah, but yeah. All right. So anything on that game, Nick? Or no, you good?
I think we're good.
All right,
We're
cool. Ajax 1, Napoli 6.
Incredible.
Who does Napoli have that kid that's fucking
Cavaradona, that's right.
good. Chabaradon.
Yeah.
he's like blowing it up right
Cavaradona,
now, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
he's-
Yeah.
He's
No-
nuts.
The next Maradona?
The next Haaland.
Napoli are doing very well. Top of the table in both competitions. Napoli.
Oh yeah?
They're in top of Serie A.
Damn.
They're doing
damn,
really well.
damn. All right. Marseille 4, Sporting 1, and Bayern 5. Victoria
Pilsen.
Pilsen, thank you.
Victoria.
No.
Can I ask, do Barca make it out of the group? So Bayern are on 9, Inter are on 6, Barca have 3 points, and Victoria have 0.
Dumb question. How many away games do they have between those three? Is it 2 or 1?
It's one.
1.
1.
They play Bayern at home and Inter at home.
Bayern looking.
Bayern probably win that game, honestly. I think so.
They're not looking good in the Bundesliga, but they're doing
5-0.
pretty well in
Should be
They
alright.
do play.
stuff.
Barcelona do play Victoria Pilsen last, so that could be a lifeline. But I feel like, I think receiving Inter, hosting Inter, and then hosting Bayern. That's why I'm asking: do Barca make it out of the group?
No,
It's
I think they do.
In my
our
opinion,
Inter, what are Inter's games looking like and the thing.
I know they played Bayern away for sure.
That's lost.
Obviously Barca away, and then
I think that's lost too.
Victoria.
I would.
I don't know if that's home or.
Yeah. So they play
Yeah.
Barca away, Victoria at home, Bayern away at the end.
Mm.
But then they have those. I would say they would have those 3 points. Of course, anything can happen in football. No disrespect to Victoria Pilsen. We saw it with Sheriff last season.
Fair.
So Inter hosting Victoria. Let's say they get those 3 points. Let's maybe make a little bit of a projection. Put a draw maybe.
Between if a worst case scenario.
A worst case scenario. That's 4. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, especially if they get that. If I feel like if Barcelona honestly can't afford to lose anything here, but I think that second game against Victoria for Inter might actually make things look pretty gloomy for Barca's chances.
Barcelona to Europa League.
So look, I'm looking at Inter going away to Bayern. They're gonna lose that game most likely. Going away to Barcelona, I would say they lose that game too. The 3 points is guaranteed. Again, yeah, you're right. Not guaranteed, but most likely with Victoria. Barcelona, again, I'm saying they're gonna beat Inter at 6 points, and I think they move on. Oh, yeah, I think they move on.
Got to keep in mind the injury list that Barcelona has. I think it's going to
that's
be a
the-
draw
Is-
at the
is-
camp at
is the
Spotify
last
Camp Nou.
game- You said Barcelona, Victoria is the last game, and then
Barcelona,
it'll be
Victoria's last game.
Barcelona. Then it'll be Bayern, Inter, right? They can
Bayern
tie it.
Inter. They could tie and they could be locked out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving them the window.
Okay.
I think they move out.
So- And Inter to
Barca-
the Europa
Barca
League.
Europa.
Into the Europa League.
Best competition.
I would love to see Barcelona go to Europa League. Trust me, but
They
I
are
think-
going to Europa League.
Best European competition in the
They
world.
are.
So are Spurs, but okay.
Cállate, we're not talking about Spurs. We're talking about Barcelona
Listen, you weren't
and
there.
Inter.
You weren't here.
He's making up for lost time on Monday. That's why.
Lost time. Fuck your lost time. Oh my god.
Damn.
He said stop with the nostalgia.
Moving on.
All right. Well, that's Champions League recap. Anything else from Champions League that we didn't highlight or want to touch on?
Does the Champions League get wrapped up before the World Cup?
The group stage?
Yeah,
the group
Yes.
stage.
Yes.
It does.
Mhm.
Wow. Damn.
Okay.
That's huge.
Well, yeah. There's no break until the World Cup, right?
No,
Like, we're
there's
going
football
football every fucking.
There's football every
twice a
other
week.
day. It
Twice a
seems like
week
yeah.
until the- yeah.
Damn, these players have a car.
Yeah, last game.
What days are we taking off, boys?
I'm taking the whole month already, bro.
Last game for the group stage is on the week of November 1st. So we're gonna see the meat of the group stage wrapped up for this month of October, and then the first week of November. World Cup is 2 weeks later. So it's crazy. In a week, the World Cup is in a month.
So we gotta start getting that conversation ready. So
Yep.
join us if you want to get that World Cup talk in.
I'm excited.
All right, let's get into the Premier League. We have our 3 game predictions. We're gonna save for last. We're gonna quickly go over the other ones. Newcastle, Brentford. That can be interesting to watch. Anything? I've been phony or I've been Tony.
I hope
Phony.
I hope Phony's back to factory sentence, bro. I really do.
I feel like we should get a whiteboard for that too.
Yeah, for real, phony for
Whatever Diego answers, we say, did he get it right this week?
For real, Ivan Phony, baby.
How many goals is Haaland gonna score against? I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe he won't score. He sucks. You're right.
Against who?
I guess
Southampton at home.
Man City home to
I'm
Southampton.
gonna go.
You subbed off at the
Wait,
45th
are we
minute, and
starting
it
with
looks
this
like
already?
it looks like a minutes
No.
thing. It doesn't look like an injury thing.
These are
So
the 3 games? No.
No,
we're just chatting.
quickly, just
I'm gonna go 1.
one goal. Okay.
one goal for Holland.
I'm
Two.
going
Southampton?
from a fantasy purposes.
He gets a brace before he gets subbed off in the 70th minute.
I want that Hattie baby,
You want
but he
another one?
sucks. He probably won't get it. So
I think it's gonna be 2.
2 hat
2 goals, 1 in each half.
Oh, I thought 2 hat
Too
tricks.
bad. Too bad.
Two
he-
hat tricks. Damn.
hat trick
man.
goal, hat trick of assist. I feel you on that. He almost had it last game.
Lie. He's putting words in my mouth.
He almost had it last game.
No.
He did.
did.
Unfortunately.
Did he's 3-2. He went
Diego, how many
3-2.
goals are you gonna get?
He was 1 assist away.
Yeah. Just say it.
'Cause he's gotta go over fantasy. So he's probably gonna mention it there too.
Yeah. No, he has to get a brace at least. If he's guaranteed an hour, let's say 60 to 70 minutes, because they're also maybe looking at the next midweek game just so they could wrap it up. And I feel like that him getting taken off at the 45th minute for Cole Palmer, I think it just shows that Pep is already projecting to the future. So an easy brace for him again against
Question.
Southampton.
How long will it take the fans to flip on Haaland if he doesn't score for how many games?
Never.
Like how
Never.
many games
Nah,
do you
bro.
think they'll start asking
start-
for.
they're still
come on,
questioning
the-
him?
Huh? Like,
They'll start
let's say like they're still waiting or tying shit, right? But Haaland is still it's just no goals. No goals
I'll
are
They,
coming in.
they should start questioning him now because he sucks.
The other four? Eric's
No.
not gonna give me a straight answer right now.
He just skipped over the other 4.
Eric's not gonna give me an answer. So.
No, I don't think the fans would like.
You
I
don't
think they
I'm
might.
not
I think-
saying, like,
I think
as
they
in,
might.
Like,
Wait,
be
I
so,
think
like,
they
on
might.
stage,
Crazy
a two
where the
two
goals
game
at
a
kind of
two
thing.
game drought. A 2 game drought. That third game they're gonna start questioning.
The fans will turn.
I think.
No.
so.
Two game
Turn,
drought?
I don't
but, like,
think
chances
so.
Not
are
turn,
I
but
don't
just
know.
like
They won't
start giving him
No.
start giving
They're
him
fickle.
shit. Start
Haaland,
giving him shit.
Haaland has done
They start
enough.
calling him Pookie,
They're
or I
fickle
don't know.
fans.
No,
Fickle fans.
Haaland has done enough already in the last
but
9
these-
weeks to
Again,
show
these-
what
these
he
questions-
what he
These
has.
fans,
We're saying right now,
for these
the fact that
fans,
you
enough.
guys
It's
suck.
never enough.
That's why I said that was a question. I didn't say I had an answer for you. All right, thank you.
He's like, I don't want
No.
strays. I don't catch any strays.
No
It's
way.
just the meat. The meat. I see the.
It's not
meter,
gonna
but
be the way
I'm just
how
trying to
Pick-
push
the
it to
pick-
147.
I see the meter.
it's not gonna be the way how Real Madrid did with Bale and Benzema. No, it's not
Nah.
gonna be like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Can-
Real Madrid, first of all.
can we-
I know,
Real
but
Madrid.
that's why I'm saying it's not gonna be that
Wait, are
way.
you saying like
I
this
don't-
season or like ever in the future?
No, no,
Just
just in general.
How many games would it take for him to go on a drought for the fans to turn on him?
Start talking shit. Not a little bit shit, but like chants in the stadium saying, "Yo, you're Pookie," kind of thing.
Have they talked shit about have they
That's
talked
mad.
shit about Grealish?
Yo, Marco's the cutest fan.
Has City-
Chance,
Has
so-
the City fans talked shit about Grealish?
Yes,
Nah, not really.
Exactly, they haven't, and Grealish hasn't
You're
done
right,
shit.
You're right,
That's
you're
a
right.
fair point.
You know what? You're right.
I just think that they're not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're not like as toxic
Yeah.
or like vocal as like.
No.
Yeah, because they don't exist. That's why.
Haaland
All right.
doesn't exist. He's not real. What? Oh, Chelsea. We're gonna see Diego Costa make a statement at his old.
I
That'd be
really,
tough.
bro, for fantasy purposes, I'm really hoping that they keep a clean sheet. But watching the Wolves game over, yesterday, Wolves looked different once
Oh.
Costa came on.
Oh,
They did.
Okay, I thought you saying no. I thought you
No,
saying
no, he was involved. He created about if off the top of my head like 3 to 4 chances,
Oh wow.
and it's just like he's an outlet that they don't have. They don't
Mhm.
have
That's fair.
they don't have that forward player, and now with Neto injured on top of that,
He's
and
hurt again?
Raul and somebody else, yeah, they're out long term. So
So
we'll
you think,
see.
You think he's gonna start?
He has to
has
start. He has to start.
Who
They have
else?
no other choice.
Who else?
They have no choice.
But
And,
that's-
and if whoever they don't have a replacement yet, right? I don't think so. I think
For
they have
who?
an interim, but since Bruno Lage was sacked.
Oh.
I'll probably have an interim. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like they
Well,
maybe they don't care much, but I think that at least for the interim sake, he's gonna want to start Diego Costa because already, let's say the interim, for all intents and purposes, wants to try for a permanent role. Easy, he's got it easy. Let me start the one striker that we did not have and see how that works out. And I think it's an easy cop out. But for fantasy purposes, clean sheet for Chelsea.
If he does start, he definitely can't last the whole 90 minutes. Though.
Probably not. No,
I'll
probably
say
not.
like get subbed off 60th if he does start.
Yeah, but just get him on there, shit house, fucking throw a couple elbows, maybe. You know what I mean?
You get a red
Couple
card.
loogies.
Yeah, a couple
Loogies get a red card.
Knock
mean-
out Thiago Silva in the process.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, for real, he deserves it. All right, that'd be interesting to watch. All right, Bournemouth, Leicester. Dude, Leicester keep the good times rolling. They should. They're away, but I mean, that last result was pretty good.
I think I watched the Leicester game last night because I didn't see it live on Monday, bro. And Madison is possessed.
The
He's-
captain?
He's a possessed
Oh.
fucking player.
As a fan,
Shout out-
He
yeah,
captained
Yeah,
Madison.
it's a
He
little,
captained
it's a
Madison.
little. You know, we're jumping ahead of the gun here, but little shout out to Nick who would captain Madison and reap the rewards. But Madison looks a completely different beast, and it's a shame that he's showing how absolute shite the rest of that team is because he was serving chances on a platter for these guys, and they just couldn't capitalize. And a lot of people are saying that it could be his way of yelling in Southgate's face that he deserves to be on that plane for the World Cup. So I think that the good times do keep rolling. And it's funny that the freaking owner had flown in. I think that was the rumor the week prior that the owner was like, "All right, I'm coming through because I got to see this shit for real. You guys haven't won a single goddamn game." And then Brendan Rodgers like, "What are you talking about?"
I just remember in the podcast from last Wednesday we were all saying Leicester has to win because if they don't,
Yeah.
Rodgers would have been sacked, and luckily he didn't get
I'm
sacked.
just waiting for Lampard to get sacked, bro. All these other freaking
They had the
managers
best
are getting.
defensive record. In the
I
league.
know that's the fucking
They
shittiest
really?
part. Yeah, they do.
Piggybacking from Madison, does he get a move in January
No.
or summer?
Summer.
Yeah.
I think Summer is very
One of the
likely,
two.
man. I don't think this
So-
Leicester team suits him anymore.
So quick little stat that Sky Sports put out about Madison. Since May 11th, the top 4 for goals and assists. Haaland number 1 at 17, Madison number 2 at 14.
Skew numbers. Haaland should not be there.
Madison is second. No, but my point is Madison at 14, and he still doesn't get the call.
Southgate favoritism. Just like nigga pro clubs.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yo, I haven't subbed off anyone yet.
That's
yo,
fair.
so-
That's fair. Honestly, I should be the person. I've been so trash.
Sure, me too.
I thought I was gonna be subbed
you
off
get
for
a hat
making my fucking decisions.
He had a hat trick after 9 games.
If
JG
Marco,
was mad quiet. The guy was mad quiet. JG had a hat trick. Guys was just quiet the whole time. Not
No,
one. Not one good goal. Not one good job, guys.
Yeah,
Just
for
quiet.
I mean, he was quiet for himself for 7 or 8 games before he finally
He always
decided to
talks
score.
shit. JG always talks shit. It's one thing that he does is always talk
Shout
shit.
out GG.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out to
Give
GG.
respect, fucking Diego Costa, man. West Ham versus Fulham. Is Mitro back?
Mitro's not.
He's
Mitro may
not.
not be back.
Ah,
No.
Mitro.
2 to 10 days. No, not really.
No, I think I'm hoping, especially for fantasy purposes, but there is. I know I had sent it to you. I think I sent it to you earlier, but since game week 5, I believe it was, if I remember off the top of my head, Bowen has had, I think, the most shots, or something to that effect,
Yeah, we'll
since
see.
game week 5.
Mhm.
So it just shows that this was a long time coming. So he finally did the business for West Ham. So I'm hoping it continues.
It would be interesting to see how Fulham cope without Mitrovic.
You know, it's great. I actually read something today, and I don't know how true it is. I don't know if you saw it or not, but
Oh,
apparently Arsenal. This is not any conspiracy theory, but
okay.
in between the Arsenal forums, that the owners are coming now to heavily invest in January, and we're looking to get a marquee signing to get that push into the Champions League and make that run into the final days of Europa.
Mitrovic.
Declan Rice.
Declan
I
Rice?
think I said me three.
I thought you were gonna say
yeah.
Mitrovic.
Wait,
Yeah.
bro, yo, give me Mitro. No, Declan Rice.
I thought you were gonna say Mitrovic.
Yeah, I've been seeing it on Twitter.
Declan
That'd be a good
Rice.
move.
Declan
What
Rice.
the fuck?
Party's injury
re-
issues.
Mm-hmm. So
To
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
to put over who?
Party.
Well, they're saying that since Party gets injured so much,
He does, dude.
he would
Uh,
already be an automatic upgrade.
Even at Atletico, his minutes were restricted there. He
Yeah,
only played the
that's
big
true.
game and didn't play all the game either. He played maybe 60, 70 minutes, but we'll see. That's transfer talk for window. Huh? I would love that. What? I would love that. Do we have this game? No, we don't. All right. Well, Nottingham, Aston Villa.
Who's gonna watch that?
Boo.
That's a boring
So-
game, right?
Who's gonna
But
watch
that-
that?
No, I mean-
Nottingham are gonna make Watkins and Coutinho and Buendia look like world class players.
Yeah, bro.
That's what's gonna happen.
This is the game Stevie G gets sacked.
What was the?
This has to be.
what
has
was
to
it
be.
that Jesse Marsh said to Stevie G? I think you mentioned it last time. I forget what he said.
Did I?
But that apparently Jesse Marsh came out talking shit to Stevie G.
I didn't watch the interview, but I saw the tweet.
What did he say?
I don't know what he said though.
Did I say that? I
I
didn't.
I
I
thought,
don't
you, I
remember.
thought you told me that.
I don't remember.
I was giving you credit. I guess you didn't want to take it. So.
You can still give me the credit,
Yeah,
but
no, obviously not, because you know what I'm talking
You
about.
just
bro.
negated it.
just
At
call
least-
just call me Dory.
At
for
least
my name.
pretend. At least pretend to say, "Oh yeah, you're right," but I don't remember what he said. Like no.
Everton versus United. Interesting game here.
Interesting game because that's been in the back of my head that Everton have for some fucking reason one of the best defenses in the league. So I just need Lampard to be sacked for my prediction to come true. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Are you feeling confident going into this game to bounce back?
I
know
think
asked
so.
you that
I
last
think they
time.
need to, and a quote that Ten Hag had put out, which I didn't want to say unless it was like brought up, but I feel like this is a good moment. He was saying that what do you say? Beating Liverpool and Arsenal was a great uplift, but getting
Losing to
thrashed
City
by
was-
City
was
was
a
a
reality
reality
check.
check, and
Mm.
and I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. So they have to bounce back. I do want to give some sort of credit to Everton because they've been freaking surviving. I don't know how. Dwight McNeil and Mopay and all these other fucking players are Connor Cody. I just looked at him. Yeah, Connor Cody, showing what he's made of, showing that captain's armband that weighs heavily on his arm. So I don't know. I think it might be a difficult one, but I feel confident for United to bounce back.
but Varan's hurt, right?
Varane looks like he is hurt, and the rumor was a long-term injury, unfortunately. So,
So
that,
Lindelof?
Oh,
it has to be Lindelof.
It has
and
to be
Martinez.
Lindelof.
he missed the
Martinez.
World Cup.
Who?
Vahan.
Will Varane miss the World Cup? I don't think so.
You said long-term injury.
That's
they
what
don't
had
need him,
mentioned.
bro. They got Saliba.
He
has
laughed
one,
again,
has
bro.
one.
He laughed again.
No, he saw a light. He told me he saw a light already. I know
Oh,
he's
yeah, he
laughing
did, he
because
did,
he
he did,
hates
he
it right
did,
now.
he
Because
did.
he hates it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I hated Van Dijk when he went there too. So I'll
And this gives a chance for Longlet to get called up.
Jesus Christ. That
Okay,
Champions curse
guys.
is definitely coming back. If Lenglet, bro.
I just
Yo,
want,
if Lenglet pairs Saliba, it's gonna look bad, bro.
You carry him. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
they'll work together. They're
Bro,
pinky.
no one can say Lenglet, bro.
Longlet.
Chill.
It's unstable.
Just want to say something. If Everton beats United, Everton would jump United in the table.
Would go above them?
Yes.
Really?
Let's see.
United has 12 points. Everton has 10.
10. Yeah, you're right.
But United does have a game in hand.
Correct. Because that Palace game that was called off
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
because
Well,
of the Queen.
I have a wait. Is your mic turned on?
no.
I have a question. This is like completely out of time. But you're talking about Rice. I just want to know if does anyone think Rice is overrated?
I think he's slightly overrated.
I do.
Slightly
bit, a
overrated.
little bit.
I don't think.
But
he is.
I think it's his price tag that makes him overrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That-
That's just
okay,
English.
I feel like
that I
I
do
feel like
agree.
people like think like he's like shit. I feel like people think I guess feel like people think he's just like not as good just because he's English.
No.
that sounds,
No,
that sounds
it's
like
definitely-
very,
I think
it's
he's
definitely his price.
I think the opposite. I feel like people believe he's way better than he is
Nah,
because
he's
he's English.
incredible, dude.
No, he's not. Yeah, I think his price makes him. Actually, I mean, if you're saying, do you think his price is justified with the 100 mil? That they're asking
100
for?
mil.
100 mil.
No, but like most of these
Okay.
players' prices aren't justified.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
even
100%,
not
100%.
even like English players too.
Correct.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No,
But
yeah, no,
I just want
yeah,
to know that. I just
he's
like,
great. I think his price is definitely an inflation. of his
Tad
actual
high.
talent.
So what were you price him?
I would say a solid 60, 70.
I was thinking.
Mm,
that.
most
okay.
most
That's
players are that.
respectable, yeah.
The market we already know is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Inflation.
If he was Ricinho or
Ricinho.
something else, he would be like solid 30 mil.
Mm-hmm.
30 to
Raisal.
50, yeah.
Portuguese Raisal.
Yeah.
Ricinho.
All right. And that leaves
Arrozinho.
Spanish. All right. That leaves 3 games that we are going to predict for the weekend.
Let's get it.
First game on the docket here is Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Crystal Palace at home. But, Diego, what was their recent form right now?
They have lost 2 and drawn 2 in their last 4, and not counting for the 2 postponed games that they've had against United and Brighton. Granted, one of those 2 losses was against City, but this loss this weekend against Chelsea, I feel like they were hard done. They could have probably gotten a draw out of that. So it doesn't look very good. And then Leeds have also fallen off a cliff. So we got to see what's up with that. Do you want to start off the predictions from your end, Josue?
Sure.
You got your notebook, Eric, for the predictions.
Yeah.
You're the last one to see it.
Yeah, let's give Eric the notebook this time. That way we know it's right.
Just peek over.
Oh, fuck it up.
No, just peek over at least.
I got you. First one is Crystal Palace versus Leeds.
Yes.
First.
I'll go first, and I think Crystal Palace would take this one 3-1.
Why'd you laugh?
I got you. If you fall, we both fall together.
Did you put 3-1 Leeds?
You got it.
Nah,
Crystal-
now I don't trust
Crystal
you.
Palace, Crystal Palace.
wow, that's crazy.
Crystal Palace 3-1. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You
Just
said
me.
Palace 3-1?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you write it down too?
What the fuck?
Damn.
Okay, so my quick stats, I'll say for this one at the beginning. Leeds have gone without a win during their last 6 visits to Palace. 3 draws and 3 losses. However, Palace have also failed to score in their last 3 games against Leeds.
You know what I say about stats last episode, right?
Yeah, and then you
Connection
change
broken.
your prediction. So
What? When did I?
for
cha-
the, for the I'm talking about the City one,
Yeah.
the last City one.
You see, in history changes.
Pretty much.
I'm going.
Thankfully, I didn't argue with you. So.
I'm going 2-0 Palace. 2-0 Palace. Leeds haven't had a win in their last let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. 1 win.
Was the last one part of that Chelsea one, right?
The Chelsea one, correct?
I think it's also worth noting Bamford is back. Rodrigo's back.
Yeah, they're not gonna feature.
Rodrigo.
though.
They
You
didn't
know
do
that.
Rodrigo hype.
Well, they did. Rodrigo did start, and Bamford did have a pretty decent cameo. So
You might get hurt during the week, I'm sure.
so we'll see what happens. And then just to add a little more stats, the Crystal Palace and Leeds are actually one after the other in terms of expected goals conceded. Crystal Palace so far this season expected goals conceded of 12.62 and Leeds at 12.31. So they're pretty much on par with how leaky their defense is. Palace actually lets in more shots in the box at 87 against Leeds at 62. So it seems, again, stats. So Marco asterisks. Seems like Leeds might have some in the box chances. 2-1
Interesting.
2-1 Leeds.
Woo!
Wow.
Stat attack. Ow, God, do I
No,
follow you? I
my
don't
man's
know.
out of breath out of after that
For
one.
real, I'm out of like thinking power right now.
Statistician. I'm gonna go.
Raw science.
All day.
Shout out, Grandin, shout out.
2-1 Palace.
Thank you. Thank you.
2-2.
What?
That was gonna be my first. That was gonna be my first one.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
bro.
2-2. Me too.
This is
2-2. Me too.
Me too.
All right.
All right. Next
For
game.
the, I would say for the distinguished guest, should we get just an
Oh, yeah.
honorary shout out?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Danny, you see how you tie into this week's
A score prediction for Crystal Palace hosting
Ooh.
Leeds.
I know nothing about either, so I'm gonna say 2-2, just to agree with the
Damn,
last
it's
two.
a
Okay, cool.
hat
Dude,
trick,
dudes.
Something that Haaland does not do, so let's keep that in mind.
I don't know. Stick about Haaland.
Okay, next game. What you got, Nick?
Oh, we went.
Brighton Spurs.
Yeah, Brighton Spurs.
I
We're
want to hear yours. I wanna hear
we're away at Brighton.
Let's go.
Even without Potter, Brighton managed to get a win. A really good win. Wait, no, it was a tie. Right?
Draw Liverpool. Yep.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
felt like a win. I
It
feel
felt
you.
like a
It felt
win.
I
It
feel
It felt
you.
like a win because Trossard got a remarkable hat trick. But I think it's gonna be a very low scoring game. 1-0 Spurs.
Was that
Bro.
Spurs is
Shoot.
good record away?
Ever predicted a loss or a
No,
draw
Yeah,
for your
that
team?
that expression was to Brighton's record.
is
I
it
did
positive?
not. I did not know this.
We all know what happened last.
I know the
season.
last time we played against
They won.
Brighton,
won.
Brighton won at Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're gonna win at
So,
Brighton. 1-0.
Brighton-
Yeah.
Brighton
1-0.
have won. Okay, Spurs 1-0.
Spurs 1-0.
Okay, Brighton have won 2 of their last 3 matches against Spurs. And having won 2-0 away against Brighton in March, Spurs are looking for their first double. They have not beaten Brighton twice in a season since 1982.
That's because they were in the second division.
But only counting for the times that they faced each other.
Wait, Spurs have played Brighton this season?
No.
No. I'm saying since beating them last season, they're
At
looking for
home?
the first time to beat them.
Oh, okay.
However, at home, Brighton are unbeaten in their last 7 matches with a record of 4-3-0.
About to be the first.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro! I think Trossard continues.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think of Tottenham?
Shit.
What do you think of shit?
Tottenham.
Thank you. That's all right. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham.
Okay, cool. I think
I
think
always
Son-
get abused here,
I think s-
Danny.
I
just
think-
so you know.
I think Son doesn't do much. I think Kane gets a bullshit penalty. Perry
Harry Payne.
Perry Payne.
Yo, how many goals has he been penalties? There's like,
Perry
I
Payne.
feel like a lot of his fucking
I
goals.
believe-
This season?
Every one of his goals against Arsenal at the Emirates is
It's a penalty. It's
fucking-
guaranteed. It's death tax and Harry Kane penalty at the Emirates. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna get on with it. 2-1 Brighton. I think Trossard and the boys keep the good times rolling. And this the Serbi, right? The
De
Serbia.
Zerbi,
De
Rodrigo De
Zerbi.
Zerbi.
The
The
Rodrigo
RB,
Zerbi?
De Bruyne.
Yeah. I think the Zerbi continues his new manager bounce.
I think it's in addition to the new manager bounce. I think Brighton just look really good with their new more progressive football. 3-1 Brighton.
Ooh.
You're shite.
And Brighton, I think during the Liverpool game, the commentator said that one of their players said that the system isn't that different to what Graham Potter implemented. So it could be a reason why they're transitioning so well.
Yeah,
Again,
it's
only
not that
one
it's not
game,
that
but-
different because I mean, De Zerbi does tend to favor a back 4 more, but I know I've mentioned it before. It seems like for right now he's just going to go in and stay with the back 3 because it's working, and then just slowly apply his philosophy.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened last game. So
All right. What do you think, Nick?
I'm going 2-1 Brighton.
yeah, let's fucking go.
I hat trick of that as well.
Wow.
And Marco says 3-1.
Oh shit.
Damn, 3-1. Brighton, right?
3-1
So
Brighton.
damn. So
Okay.
Sway is the only one with
Wait,
with,
hold on. Our distinguished guest, Danny. What
Oh,
is
he's
your
a
score
Spurs fan.
prediction?
Please excuse me for. I'm gonna say it's gonna be high scoring, but it's gonna stay a draw though. Like maybe 2, 3 goals each.
3-3.
3-3.
Another
Another one.
I have no faith
I
in
could
that.
see
I've
that.
never had I've never had faith in that back line from Spurs. Like,
No,
And
no,
they have-
look. Get one
they have
positive.
goal power.
No Emerson Royale.
He's red carded.
All right,
That's a good
After
sign.
what Conte said, I don't even know if Doherty's going to start.
Yeah.
Gotta be
He
Spence.
started Royale, right? In
Yeah.
Champions
In
League.
Champions
Okay,
League.
Jets Spence.
It's about to be
This guy
Spence.
spent $1 million to literally get worse.
I think Sessing or Tanganga will go as right wing back.
That's wild.
Mitanga?
Oh man, that's
that's how you know it's poo poo, yo.
Yeah,
that
that's dirty,
was
man. That's dirty. Oh. Do you give predictions? We're done?
last
you
one,
said
last
3-3,
game.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
he
He
said
said
3-3.
Honorary
Last but
title.
not least, Nick, a little derby.
Watch now.
Bench from reserve.
Little bench
Not with
derby.
that guy. I'll watch it with you, but not with that guy. You can bring Eddie. You can bring Eddie. You're Liverpool friends, but just not that guy.
Bro, Edgar's not that bad, bro.
What?
No,
Did you not see my jersey? What you did? You did not see what he did to my jersey when Madrid won the final?
Oh, we did his jersey?
To my jersey.
Oh, yes.
I didn't hear this.
Oh, my God.
You
Oh,
were-
yeah, you were in the front the whole time. Fucking, who knows, right? Venting out and shit.
So like, I know how Edgar gets. All right, and then I just go like this.
Oh, I think I
and then,
saw it. But
And then I just wanted to give him a hug, and I did give him a hug. But as I'm giving him the hug, he puts his fucking barbecue cheeseburger against
like,
my
on
shirt
purpose?
His
On my
white-
mon-
his
on-
Real Madrid jersey.
on purpose, and he's like, "Oops."
Yo, that-
And then I low key got a little, not little.
would've
I got
gone sick.
mad.
I would have gone sick.
I got
You
mad.
gotta
I
set-
walked away, and then what do you do? What do you say afterwards?
He apologized.
Yeah.
But he's like, don't do it again, though. You know me. I would have done that. It's like Edgar's like he's so smug he can't even lose right. He's a smug loser as well.
So, the bench derbies so far.
Do you want to do a watch along?
I'm down.
Damn.
If he's calling it out, I cannot say no.
Watch him not show up. Like
What
you,
time
you,
is the game at?
like you
He's
set
gonna
the
wake
whole
up late.
thing
He's
up.
gonna wake up late again.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
11:30 Sunday.
Oh, 11:30 Sunday. That's not bad.
I mean, look, if you wake up, come through, and then we'll set it up.
Damn, if you wake up.
I'll set it up today.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll
I
figure it
think
out. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll do a watch along.
Damn, yo, Eric. So far the bench derbies, you have United Arsenal, we have Spurs Arsenal, and then we
I think
have.
I know why he's
Liverpool
doing it. 'Cause last time we did it, Arsenal lost.
Arsenal.
And know how Nick is. He I don't
Superstitious?
like going there because we always lose. Derby Road. I think the same thing with my house. He didn't want to come to the house to watch Champions League because that's what we watch here. Oh no, yeah,
No,
yeah, he
no,
lost.
wait.
That's
the
what
reason.
he said. Yeah.
No, the reason why I didn't want to come here was because
there's Real Madrid fans around or some shit.
that, and I think it was just that.
See, he. This is like Nick's
What the?
way
That's
of
what
trying
I
to
want to watch it with
manipulate
you, bro.
history by doing, aligning the stars.
I
right
want to
now,
watch
so-
it with you.
Bet. It's fine. No, fine. No, we'll do. Sunday.
So Arsenal.
Sunday.
Who's
Sunday.
who's home?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Arsenal.
Arsenal at home.
Sunday.
It's gonna be a good game, man. It's gonna be a good game. I am honestly excited for this game.
All right.
Arsenal are doing good on the attack. Liverpool look a little bit shaky. They gotta prove something. So
Let's go.
They
We'll
do
see.
have to
Alright,
prove
what you got,
something.
Dyer?
score prediction, Dyer. Let's get it.
2-1 Gunners. 2-1 Gunners. It's gonna be close. I feel like I don't know what player, could be Jesus, could be Odegaard, or even fucking Xhaka, will get the game winner in the last 9 minutes.
Shaka. He put through Shaka. And then-
One of them. I mean,
Surprised.
I'm
No,
not gonna lie.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm not gonna lie. Shaka has been providing the most this season that I have ever seen.
Would you
in the
say
past.
he's sort of looking at Yaya
Don't
Toure?
start. Don't fucking start. No, do not put that comparison. Next.
I'm kidding.
I'm going high scoring 3-2 Arsenal.
Oof.
And
Liverpool historically high scoring
I'm
games.
going to say that Liverpool will probably score first, but it's gonna be 3-2 Arsenal. I'll go with that.
3-1 Arsenal.
Damn,
You're gonna-
no faith in Liverpool right now.
Oh, right here, right
I
now.
mean, it's warranted.
I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. But if Arsenal do score, bank on Gabriel Jesus scoring. He loves scoring against Liverpool.
I was gonna ask you, Nick, what do you think are the weaknesses that Arsenal have to exploit, and what are the weaknesses that Liverpool have to exploit?
I think Arsenal just have to exploit Liverpool's.
Trent.
Yeah, probably.
Trent and
I'm
Highline.
looking at Martinelli
Just
right now.
the high line
Exactly,
again.
bro. Martinelli's gonna have a fucking field
Martinelli,
day with
The
Martinelli,
commentators can be like-
Martinelli triple captain.
The commentator's gonna be like, "Oh, it's Liverpool's high line again." Like, I haven't heard that for the 50
Well,
millionth
Arsenal do
time.
the same thing though. Arsenal play a Highline as well, so they cannot be making that
Yeah, but
argument.
I know, but
He's
every
saying in
time
the
I watch
past,
Liverpool
pre-
game,
pre-
it's the
same
high
previous
line
games.
Excuse
thing.
to give. That's the excuse of the commentary. Again?
No, it's not an excuse. Just like
a recurring
it's
thing.
just- they just say the same thing every time.
Okay, yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but yeah, target Trent for Martinelli.
Probably target that and probably Liverpool's non-existent runners of tracking of runners in their midfield. But they did experiment with the 4-4-2 against Rangers. Darwin Núñez and Douglas Jota up top, kind of like mid
That's
2000s.
wild.
Little man, big man. And I mean, Luis Diaz's best time at Porto was in a 4-4-2 as a left mid. And I think a pivot probably suits Liverpool better just because obviously when you play a 4-3-3, you need one more midfielder, and Liverpool's don't have the quality midfielders they need. So, I mean, it could be. Klopp did say it wasn't like something he would just experiment with the Rangers. He said a little experiment further down the line, so he could play a 4-4-2 again, which it's interesting because I think Douglas Jota and Darwin Núñez, they kind of complement each other.
Yeah, Nunez definitely Nunez definitely plays better in a two-striker system.
Firmino as well because Firmino works well in it too. So, but I think he'll play 4-4-2. Yeah, something like that.
All right. So 2-1 for Liverpool for Nick. What do you think, Eric?
We're at home. I mean, I said it last year, but I'm saying it again this year. If there's ever a time to play Liverpool, it's right now. Given their form, given our form, Martinelli has to fucking take advantage of Trent right now and his form, I guess. So I'm gonna go. I want to be, I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
Little on the conservative
Yeah, I
side.
put 2-1 Arsenal.
It's okay, you can leave it.
2-1.
2-1 Arsenal.
All right, Marco.
I don't know. This one, I'm hella nervous about this one.
It has Liverpool written all over it
Yeah,
because
like,
they look bad. Oh, big game. Let's fucking go on, fucking score like 5 goals and win the game somehow. It has that written all over it. And that's what scares me.
exactly. And I've predicted, or I've given my scoreline for a game like against Liverpool in the past has always been in the ass. But I'm not gonna stop now. So 3-2 Arsenal.
Marco,
Wow.
10 toes down.
Fuck it.
All right, distinguished honorary and last prediction of the round.
I don't think Liverpool's gonna score. I say Arsenal probably get 2, maybe 3. I'm gonna lock in my answer with 2. And yeah,
Yeah.
definitely exploit Alexander Arnold. Yeah, get him a red card.
2-0.
Get him a red
Alright,
card.
He doesn't tackle though, so you won't get one.
You can
Oh, man.
you can definitely frustrate him enough. Then
Yeah, I think given Martinelli's form, that's going to be the key matchup on our end. Salah
'Cause you
is
saw
going to
that-
target the shit out of whoever we have because if it's Zinchenko, defensively we know he's not the strongest. If it's Tierney, he's better. He's better defensively, but progressively he's not as strong as Zinchenko. So it's a give and take. So I'm nervous to see that. Both
I think
that entire wing is going to be decided.
Martinelli will annoy the shit out of him. You saw what happened. I think it was the Brighton game. I forget who it was for Brighton, but he just absolutely cooked Trent, and Trent had no other choice but to bring him down because otherwise that was going to be curtains. And then Trent had the audacity to complain.
I'm hoping that Martinelli, looked at that film and is taking notes from it. But yeah, that's I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Yeah, it's Liverpool. Can never be too confident. So that's the Premier League predictions. We are gonna end it with the fantasy 15. So Diego Gat, please give us your wisdom, your advice as to how to win and move on the tables for Premier League fantasy.
So you want to give me time?
Yes, sir, and go.
Okay, so fantasy 15 for game week 10. A little update for our fantasy draft. I fucking lost to Josue by 1 point.
Why you make it sound like?
I lost to Josue by 1
Why do
point.
you
I'm
make it
just-
sound like I'm the worst player to
I
go
mean,
up against ever?
You've lost
I mean-
like 4 in a row.
No, but I want to emphasize on the fact that it was 1 point.
Okay,
That was a 1 point
That
difference.
sucks.
And
Who'd you have on the bench? Did you have any extra points on the bench?
I did not, unfortunately.
I know you
did.
did.
I had Ollie
I
Watkins
can't-
on the
Yes, sir.
bench.
I forgot my
who-
login for the fantasy for the drafts. I can't get in.
Save password, bro.
I had Fabianski and Madison save my ass. I thought I was gonna get cheeky with keeping Salah, but he only gave me an assist, which wasn't the greatest. Josue, however, for his 48 pointer, he had Phil Foden and Firmino doing the bits. So
I got lucky too because Emerson got me -2 points.
yeah,
I subbed that
Yo,
fucker off.
Stop
I think that
talking. My
makes it
time
worse.
is. I'm almost.
Yeah.
I think that makes it worse. Marco beating out Gats 51-45, and Nick beating Eric 44-29. An update
I
on
am
the
the only one
standings.
that has ever beaten Gat, by the way.
Yes,
Twice.
twice. You are the only one that's beating Gat twice. So far, it's Gat in first place. I'm in second. Marco moves up to third. Nick in fourth. Eric in fifth. And Josue in sixth. But I would like to say that second, third, and fourth are all tied with the same record, 4-1 and 4.
Oh, I haven't changed my team in 3 weeks.
And Eric and Josue are joint bottom 3-1 and 5. As far as the fixtures coming up for this week, Marco and I are going head to head. I'm a little afraid of your Arsenal assets, so that might be pretty interesting. Nick and Josue are going against each other, and Eric and Gat are rounding out the last fixtures for our fantasy draft. Getting into the Fantasy 15 for the Game Week 10 preview, a little watch list updates for you guys. This is for Classic Fantasy. And a reminder, disclaimer, everything that we say you should take at your own risk. Don't come back here telling us that we're giving you fake news and being La Marca for your fantasy picks. Anyway, the watch list updates, we're going to go through. I think I'm going to start with the names that we've added, guys. If you want to take that on, the names in green that we've added to the watch list update. There's only 2 names that I want to highlight for the players that have been on our watch list, if you've been following along. And that way we don't have to go through the entire watch list every time. We'll make an update for that every so often in intervals. But the names that we've added, Gat, who's on our watch list that we're keeping a close eye on for the next coming weeks up until the World Cup.
Yes, so we have in defense, we have Mark Gahey from Palace. He does have a nice favorable run of fixtures up until the World Cup. He's only 4.3 million. So if you need to make some room in the bag to fund something up top, or if you need to downgrade somebody in your defense, you can definitely make back a lot of money with Gahey. Almiron is next on the list. He got he did some pretty good work this last game, and then funny enough, Almiron has been quietly doing the business so far to this far into the season. More points than the likes of Zaha, Sterling, Luis Diaz, just to name a few. So he is definitely doing the quiet work. Joe Willock and Callum Wilson round out the Newcastle fellas to watch. Wilson, of course, we know did the black magic so that he can get fit and Isak get injured. I believe the stat is in his last 4 matches, Callum Wilson has scored 3 times, or in 3 of his last 4. It's probably better stated. Willock had a pretty good game as well in the mid. He's definitely one to watch. I believe he did get an assist or 2 in this last game as well. Trossard, of course, you do want to highlight. Just to touch back on the De Zerbi formation, yes, he's keeping that same 3 at the back, but he's doing more of a 3-4-2-1. Which is making Trossard a little bit more central. He's right by the likes of Gross. So it is possible that that trio of Welbeck, who's also on this list, Gross, and Trossard might get some more returns with this more progressive Brighton that we will surely see. Aubameyang is on this list. Another goal, another return for the new Chelsea man. We'll see how if Potterball continues to favor him down in the future. And Diego has mentioned him already before when we were talking about Wolves, but Diego Costa is also one to watch. He does add something a little bit more and something different that Wolves haven't had in a while. So that rounds out the list of players we are looking to add on here for the foreseeable future. Just real quick before Diego highlights the 2 in particular that are currently on the watch list that we want to continue keeping an eye on and bring in as soon as possible. Fofana did get injured. Fofana is definitely one you want to drop. Anthony Gordon has not really been doing anything at all with the likes of McNeil and Mopé just kind of taking over that side. And I don't know what happened to Bailey. I haven't seen Bailey. He hasn't done anything. He's on that list of FPL trolls.
FPL trolls and traps, but 2 that are not traps that we want to look forward to, who gave some massive hauls this week. Jared Bowen and Phil Foden for your fantasy picks to get in the near future. Jared Bowen, I think, has a bit more of an upside because they don't have a blank. Their fixtures are a little bit mixed as far as what West Ham goes with, and that puts him just above Foden in the pecking order for players to bring into your squad, simply because Man City have a blank in game week 12, so you would need to have either some cover, or you could possibly take a hit, or you could maybe even, there's some people, I've heard rumors, that people are considering even running with less players than needed, maybe fielding 8 or 9 players, because there's just so many City and Arsenal assets on all of the teams. Those two guys are the ones to watch out for. A quick shout out to one man who picked up the differential shout and took it to heart. Nico Nick. Bet 1K, shoot 1K. Captaining James Madison. How does it feel? A little break for you, for the listeners on Fantasy 15. How did it feel, Nick, to see the haul come in and you knowing that you captained this beautiful, beautiful Englishman?
Sensational.
So with, I think it was 2 goals and an assist, if I'm not mistaken, 3 bonus, clean sheet point, everything, the works. I believe it was so 34, 17 point. I think it was 17 point, 18 point haul. Sorry,
18.
an 18-point haul for James Madison, and they have the fixtures to boot. So I would say that those guys are the ones to look out for. Getting into the game week 10 notes, the very first thing I want to shout out and shout it to the roofs. Unfortunately, captaincy, FPL captaincy is officially dead. Just leave your captain armband on Haaland and don't question it. I'm speaking from experience, trying to get a little bit cheeky with captaining Salah against Brighton, and that bit me in the ass. For Liverpool to get 3 goals and Salah only involved in 1 assist is variance to its finest. So, Haaland captain for the time being. Just perma captain him. Don't panic with the points you've lost. Next point.
Real quick though, whoever the people who stop playing and for the people who stop playing, they have Haaland and they captain him, brother.
They're sad.
They're sad,
They're
dude.
sad.
They don't even have to touch the game anymore.
I know, and they don't. And that's the thing. I think that's what's going to make this season's game particularly difficult, because even the zombie teams that aren't being tended for probably have Haaland captain. And if I remember correctly, I believe 6.5 million managers captain Haaland for this last game week, and about 1.5 million captain Salah. So you could already tell that
And
there's
it's worth noting there's about 10 million players that actually are playing the game.
So
Almost 70%.
It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. There's a few notes here, so I'm gonna get into half. I'll give the other half to Gat so that we can round it out with captaincy shouts. Ditch Mitrovic. The Fulham fixtures are West Ham, Bournemouth, Villa, Leeds, and Everton in that order. Fulham have a fantastic run of games, but right now I would say hold your knees and don't let the man go. We're not sure if Mitrovic is going to be injured for a period between 2 or 10 days, so it might be worth holding on to him, since there are some forward options that are lacking as far as who we can swap him out for. Most people have Haaland already. Swapping it out for Ivan Toney or even for Solanke or Isak, unfortunately, who is injured. Maybe Callum Wilson can get a shot in there, but for now, it might be worth just holding on to Mitrovic, at least until this deadline, so that you can have some information on what to do with the man. Speaking of what to do, what should you do with Trent? Great free kick goal yesterday in the Champions League. However, once you get to game week 12, you should probably try to get 2 free transfers to move with flexibility, maybe even bring in Trent for that blank between City and Arsenal. I think it would be worth noting that having Trent in the back line is a bit of a risk, only because he's 7.5 million still. And even though he is less than most midfielders and outputting just as much, right now he's really a shadow of himself, I would say. So Trent isn't someone who maybe doesn't justify the investment at the moment, but looking forward, especially once game week 12 runs around, he could be a good asset. And just running out here for the defenders that you can target if you don't have them. If you do have Trent or you don't have patience with him, Reece James getting him on the goals today for Chelsea is a good sign. I believe he also had an assist. So he's one to definitely have on the watch list as far as replacements. And Kieran Trippier, who looks like he magically does whatever he needs to get points, banking his clean sheet over the weekend, getting subbed off right before Newcastle got scored on. So they hadn't conceded up until the 83rd minute. Trippier got off, banked the clean sheet points, and he got a 7-pointer. So they have good fixtures for points coming forward. And as far as good fixtures coming forward and points as well, Gat, you want to talk a little bit about Brighton assets?
Yeah, so the Brighton assets, as we've already mentioned before, the new manager bounce, in addition to this slightly new formation that is working. I already mentioned not that long ago that the likes of Welbeck, Trossard, and Gross are likely to appear in the points. But not even just that, Brighton is starting to offer a little bit of a headache. Because you also saw the likes of Solly March doing a little bit of work, being that right wing back. You know the likes of Veltman and Duncan also do the business, so they're definitely ones you wanna watch out for, just to see if this form continues and if it really is simply just a new manager bounce or not. They do play Spurs, Brentford, Forest, Man City, and Chelsea in their next 5, which maybe, yeah, of course, Man City is going to be the toughest one, but I think Brighton can do it. I think Brighton can pull out some good results in these fixtures. And then speaking of City, City is also starting to be a big headache, not only because they do blank in game week 12, and a lot of us have a lot of City assets already on our team, so we have to figure out what to do for them. However,
They playing a game week 12. What do you mean by that?
they don't, because it's the game against you is postponed
Postponed.
because you guys are playing PSV in Europa,
Okay,
so they don't
I
play.
thought you were saying, like, for some reason. Okay, I thought you said something else.
So that is a big that is a big question mark right now for City assets. However, everyone else is still contributing, so they're just adding to the headaches. It is also highly possible now that you can even consider not even having Cancelo on your team, because the likes of KDB, Foden are emerging as the other two that you should have at this point. If you don't have Haaland, I don't know what is wrong with you. Everyone has Haaland at this point. You're never gonna move him on for anybody. So he's your guaranteed one City. And how are you going to fill out your squad with one or two more City? It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. To continue here, keeping on with the midfield conversation, should you get rid of Salah, or who to replace him with? Right now, it's a tricky time in the season because we do have the World Cup coming up. A lot of people in the fantasy space are pretty much seeing these next run of fixtures in 2 separate brackets, from now up until the blank in game week 12 for City and Arsenal, and then everything that happens after. So everyone is talking about, okay, you can stick to City right now. A lot of people that did wild card last week and the week before most likely already got rid of Mo Salah and brought in KDB, which so far it has been a good shout. And KDB is still producing. So do you really want to get rid of him? And that is the question. But for game week 12, you have to do something because City does not play. So it could be a good time to bring him back because they do have some pretty good fixtures starting from game week 12 going forward. And then we have here holding the aforementioned City and Arsenal assets are going to be difficult because, like I said, Cities are still producing, and Arsenal as well just keep producing. Everyone got rid of Martinelli and Jesus and Saliba on their wild cards because the fixtures seemed pretty tough, but
they're returning.
So if you still have the likes of Martinelli and Jesus, even Saliba, I would add in there. It's very difficult to get rid of them. If you still have them, I would say you just hold them because Arsenal are just in really good form right now. And a lot of people are also talking about maybe you can free hit during game week 12, so you don't necessarily have to get rid of your Man City and your Arsenal assets, and then you get them back anyway. But also, there's always that caveat, or not even a caveat. It's just always better to use that free hit during either a double game week down the line or even during a full-on blank game week when there's only probably 3 or 4 games to be played. And
So,
just
as a reminder too, since game week 7 was postponed entirely, there is a very big possibility that we'll have a massive double game week where instead of just 10 matches, we'll have a full 20 matches with the weekend games being played, and then all of game week 7 being squished in a midweek somewhere in between. So using a free hit for something like that would be extremely powerful. And as far as your points, it could be very rewarding.
And then last but not least, before I turn it over to Diego to talk about our very short captaincy list, please target Nottingham Forest. It's just a joke. They concede for fun. So anyone that they play against, if you have those players, which you probably already do because they actually do have a pretty bad run of fixtures rather for them, and it's players that we already have, the likes of Brighton, the likes of Arsenal, City. It's gonna be fun to play against Nottingham Forest. So take a look at their fixtures, see if you have anybody. If you can bring in some of those players, it's gonna highly benefit you.
Captaincy shouts. We'll give you the list, the extensive list for captaincy, and I'm gonna start with it. Number 1, Erling Haaland versus Southampton, and that's the list. That's it. Captaincy versus Southampton in game week 10. Erling Haaland. As far as differentials, Jesus and Salah for their fixture, a high scoring fixture historically between Liverpool and Arsenal. Harry Kane, Perry Payne versus Brighton. Coming out with something to prove if you want to go with that route, or if you feel a little bit ballsy, Wilfred Zaha versus Leeds for this weekend. But honestly, just keep it on Haaland. That is our official recommendation. Just keep it on Haaland for the rest of the season.
Just give it on Haaland.
And,
Captain him in 12 when he doesn't play.
And
He'll
you'll be
probably
able
still
to
return.
rid yourself of a headache. And that is it for our Fantasy 15 for this week.
Transfers, please don't forget to make your transfers.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I did my transfer. I just did them right now, actually. But I have McAllister on the bench, and I have Ivan Toney starting.
Yikes.
Keep it that way.
Oh, that's annoying.
I feel like that's a trap, bro.
That's a
I'm just
hard
asking,
one.
I'm just
No,
asking.
I'm not
That's
saying
a-
because you're asking. I'm saying because of the setup.
That's also a hard one because McAllister has been playing a lot deeper this time around with Brighton, but he's on penalties, and he's also one of them that's just slowly ticking along. But Ivan Toney is also Ivan Toney has also not been returning, so it could be
I'd say Ivan Toney. He's more of a goal threat.
I'm gonna get reeled into this. I feel like McAllister outscores Ivan Toney.
Should we make a bet?
I'm gonna say it outright.
Oh,
I'm not
speaking
gonna
of-
bet on it.
speaking
No,
of
no,
which,
no, no.
We have one more week to get these guys to do their.
Yeah. The guys are like
yo,
hiding
yo,
away.
Nick, what the?
He's not paying attention, bro.
He
He's
ain't
like
paying
on his
attention.
phone.
he's making his transfers. He's making his
Man's playing
transfers.
Clash of Clans right now.
Playing cock.
Clash of Clans.
All right,
Damn.
go pick a
This
restaurant.
Saturday
I
I'm-
got a
I'm
big
booked.
teddy bear. Does anybody have a big teddy bear or something? To
Yeah,
Costco does.
Saturday I'm booked.
Wait, when?
Saturday.
what day are you guys not booked?
Not Saturday. And then Sunday we got the watch along. We just got too many things going on.
We can do it Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brunch.
Or we can go watch the game at Derby with some big ass teddy
No,
bears.
no.
Hell no. God.
With the teddy bears wearing sports jerseys.
Bro, that's 1 month, bro. That's 1 month. I feel like that should be a thing
we can
for if you
hold
lose
it.
the whole thing.
We can hold. I mean, look, there's a reason why we're doing multiple. Like,
Yeah, for an overall.
well, there has to be things in between.
Yeah. It has to be.
Like he got a belt. There has to be something for the loser.
That's crazy.
That should be my belt, by the way, but just clarify that.
Crazy.
So I
Yeah,
don't
it should be. Yeah, you're not even the rightful owner of that
know.
belt. So why would you
let
even?
us know what
Why would you
they-
be listening to what he wants to do? That belt should be Eric's.
what.
even
I
even if even if this belt was Eric's, who is still bottom two?
It doesn't matter. Eric wouldn't have agreed to this schematic of.
Nick should be in the bottom two.
All right,
What the
all right.
fuck?
If you guys don't want to do that, that's fine. But we gotta think of something. What day are you guys free?
Let me check my calendar. No days.
Damn, look at that. Look at that.
Hey man, if you guys really want to go with this and do a monthly thing,
Something different.
I mean,
we-
we'll
we-
cater.
we'll
We can.
probably-
we can
can-
cater.
we'll
can-
probably
how
think of
about-
something
Can
for
we
Sunday
pick a
then.
Can we pick a diner at 4 a.m? Nobody around.
I'm not waking up.
I'm not waking up at 4 a.m.
That's fine.
What
We
happened?
have to be present.
Huh?
Hey bro,
You
diner
guys
for-
have to
diner
let us
for
know
again.
what day. So we're waiting on you guys.
Is it a double day or a single
Yeah,
day?
it could be a double date.
That's crazy.
Then that means
With there's a different teddy bear.
So one goes in with one teddy bear and the other one comes in with a different teddy bear.
Nah.
Josue comes in. Josue comes in first with the teddy bear and says, "I have a reservation under Hernandez," and then Diego comes in and says, "I also
He's
have
been
a."
He's just been fantasizing about this shit. Just
We're
like-
gonna pay for your meal. Just letting you guys know that.
so. We're gonna say table for two. They're gonna look at us like,
Or
what
like
the fuck?
5
Table
filet
for
mignon.
No, you guys walk in table for two, so it's you two. They won't think of the teddy bears, and then when you sit down,
They won't even
you
think of the. We're holding the fucking bear.
Yeah, but they're not gonna think that.
What do you mean they're not gonna think of-
an inanimate object? So like,
You're a psychopath vibe.
this is some shit you see on TV where the people like love cars and like fuck their own car.
Yeah.
They're like about to fuck teddy bears right now.
Wow.
But not gonna literally, but yeah, let us know what day.
What's a low rating restaurant? Like 1-star review.
You know, it'd be awesome if, bro, Waffle House if we lived in the South, bro.
Waffle House, I would
I'll
do.
be there. I'll be there next week.
Waffle
I'll
House,
let
I
you
would
know.
do.
If we lived in the South. that would
Yeah.
be
So
amazing.
all right. Well, look, we
Shout
got
out-
we
shout
got to
out
figure that
Waffle
out.
House.
But in the meantime, we're gonna end it there. We have some things coming up. Fan Fest. We are going to Fan Fest. So that's gonna be fun to do. Aside from that, is there anything else that we're missing, guys?
I think that's it,
No.
man.
No.
No.
I think we're gonna end it there. I obviously did not bet correctly. Danny, thanks for being here
Shout
and
out,
joining
Danny.
in the conversation. Okay, here we go, Messi.
We
We got it.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time.
There's always room for you on the bench.
This bench is my home, actually.
Nice.
Right,
So
raises
good for
raises
something.
raises right there. Raises right.
We will end it there.
Eric started, his heart started racing the same amount now than when he pissed him off.
We will end it there. We are the bench over the bench of the voice. With the bench is always warm. Peace, everybody.
Good night.